If you're a sapphic and you've ever asked yourself, wait, am I attracted to her or is she just a baddie that I want to cheer on? First of all, same. And secondly, let's go ahead and explore it because this is a common thing that a lot of sapphics experience. We don't talk about it enough, and I'd like to talk about it more. If you grew up assuming you were straight, you were probably taught a very specific rule. Liking women doesn't mean anything. It's just admiration or just friendship or just appreciating beauty, but a lot of queer women spend years mislabeling attraction as something safer because that's what we were taught to do. It wasn't because we were confused or anything, it's because that's how we were conditioned. So why do admiration and attraction get tangled up so much? Here's the thing. Women are encouraged to be emotionally close to other women in ways that men usually aren't. We're taught to compliment each other, share everything, cuddle, hype each other up, and form intense bonds. And that's not a bad thing, it is how we build our community. But when you grow up in a culture that assumes heterosexuality by default, that closeness creates a blind spot. Because desire between women isn't named, modeled, or taken serious. Heteronormativity does a few things really well. It frames male attention as the only kind of attraction that quote-unquote counts, and it treats women's closeness as harmless and non-sexual by default. And finally, it never gives us language for wanting women. So when attraction does show up, it gets relabeled as admiration or jealousy, or I just want to be like her. That mislabeling is not accidental. It is learned. So what is admiration and what is attraction? This is where that distinction matters. Admiration is noticing beauty, and attraction is being pulled. Admiration stays at a distance, but attraction has gravity. If you find yourself distracted around someone, maybe replaying interactions or feeling oddly nervous or energized in her presence, that is not neutral appreciation, friend. That's your nervous system paying attention. And I love that for you. Another common tell that I have totally had to grapple with before is jealousy. So admiration would sound something like, she's amazing, I wish I had her confidence. But attraction might sound something like, why does it bother me that she's flirting with someone else? So if that jealousy feels personal or relational, that is information. Please don't think that it is a failure, I promise. It is not a failure. It's not something you need to be pushing away. It is just data for you to hold for yourself. Remember that daydreams do not lie. So here's something that people rarely say out loud. Straight women don't build elaborate internal storylines about their female friends. They just don't. They do not replay moments, imagine different outcomes, or feel emotionally unmoored over quote-unquote no reason. If your daydreams center women in ways that men never do, that is worth noticing. Especially if men feel more like obligations and desires. This is where a lot of late bloomers get stuck. We'll say, but I'm more comfortable with men. My fellow late bloomers, comfort and attraction are not the same thing, and we know it. Comfort often comes from familiarity, social approval, and emotional safety. Attraction, that comes with longing, curiosity, and pull that just can't be denied. And your body usually knows the difference before your brain is ready to admit it. So why does straight get treated as the default? This is the deeper issue. Women are assumed straight until proven otherwise. Men do get to explore more. Women, however, have to justify. A man can say he's just curious, but a woman has to have a full identity crisis before anyone takes her seriously. So admiration becomes the socially acceptable mask for attraction. It's the explanation that doesn't disrupt anyone else's expectations. If you were never allowed to consider another option, it makes sense that your feelings got rerouted into something more palatable. Let's be clear here. You were not wrong or broken. You were navigating the options that you were given. If you're questioning, that's what matters. There is a quiet but important truth here. Straight women just don't spend hours Googling why they're obsessed with a female friend. They don't spiral over actresses for quote-unquote no reason. And in my instance, they don't read sapphic stories and feel personally exposed. Questioning doesn't mean you're making it up. It usually means something inside you is asking to be taken seriously. Your sexuality isn't a test that you pass or fail. It's a map you're learning how to read without someone else holding the legend. So there's ways to start untangling things gently. You do not need a label today, but you can ask better questions. Ask who you want, not who you can tolerate, especially if you've been praised for enduring relationships that never quite fit. Pay attention to your fantasies, not your obligations. Fantasy shows desire. Obligation shows condition. Notice a difference between who feels safe and who feels magnetic. They are not always the same, and confusing them is so common, y'all. So let yourself question without that shame. You are not betraying your past self. She did the best she could with the information that she had at the time. So if this resonated, here's the takeaway. Admiration and attraction aren't the same, but we were taught to blur them. Not because we're bad at knowing ourselves, but because we're trained to look away from what did not fit the script. And if you're here, you're already listening more closely, and that is what matters. You do not have to figure everything out right now, but you do get to trust your patterns, body, and your question. If you want to go deeper, the full blog is up at lesbianagenda.com, and it expands on this more in detail and gives you space to think without pressure. Remember, you're not late or broken. You're just finally paying attention. And if you'd like more content like this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Thanks.